My name is Vladislava and Ukraine is my home.
Hi, my name is Tatiana and I am a military interpreter from Ukraine.
I'm from eastern part of Ukraine. It's not occupied by Russian troops, but unfortunately it's very close to the front line, so that was the reason why I have had to leave Ukraine.
Ukraine is the Carpathian Mountains, is the cliffs of the Crimea, is the large fields of Kherson region. We even have a desert. So if you go there, you can experience everything, from the sunshine, swimming in the warmest sea, and eating delicious food all over Ukraine.
Hello everyone, my name is Alisa. I'm a Ukrainian chef based in London, and today I'm gonna cook some of my favorite meals for a few special friends. Today we're gonna cook a few dishes from different regions of Ukraine, and then we're gonna have a big feast. So let's get straight to our first dish. We are starting with palyantsia. This is the rustic Ukrainian bread, and at the start of the invasion it was a symbol of unity and solidarity of the whole nation. I know you ate. This bread goes to the oven. It's extremely hot. And let's find out more about our guests.
Basically, it was more decision of our parents because they wanted us to be on a safe place. And we started looking for a place where we can go, and we decided it's going to be UK.
Then we arrived to Manchester International Airport and I saw many people just walking around. They had different clothes, smiling. They were absolutely smiling. And the smell, well, the sounds, they were quite different for me. That was the smell and sound of another culture, another page of my life. So I really like it from the very beginning. Yeah.
And we found volunteers, so she helped us to find a host family. And also I asked her, is it possible to find any job in UK? And she said, yeah, if you speak English, you can go on military base and become military interpreter. It's like, oh wow, I want to do this. So then I just arrived to UK, I applied for this job, and a month later, or maybe less, I've already moved to my first camp. That was the start, and even being in UK, this is the way how I can help Ukraine. And to be honest, I didn't look for other job. I was only waiting for information where and when I need to be.
Можете повертатись на точку відпочивати. Can they take body armors? Да, все можна знімати, відпочивайте.
Now we are going to make our next dish, which is halushki. Kind of sort of dumplings, I would say, but no stuffing inside. You just put the filling on top of it and it is ready to be served. I am using here a cottage cheese, which I would like to make smoother. And I will add some honey on top of it and melted butter, so it would be a kind of sweet dish. This is good. I use the full-fat cottage cheese here, and it really works with honey.
I'm lucky one, so ladies in my room are very friendly. So basically now you can see my accommodation. This is part of my private space. Not enough, so this is a place that I can keep my belongings. And yeah, you can see I'm still a lady. Still have some dresses just for special occasions. And yeah, this is all space I have here, but that's all right already. To be honest, it's not really easy to be here all the time because we are far away from our families, from our friends, from our I can't say normal life, common civilian life, because again, between us we are talking, so we are not actually military, but we are not any more civilians. So we're something between, and it is hard to find the right answer, so who we are.
So right now my job is translating medical videos for Ukrainian combat medics, and I'm doing translation and also voiceover for this video. I'm doing translation from English to Ukrainian. There are a lot of medical terms and I don't have a medical background. And I realized that I have a lot of responsibility in this job because from it can depend life of others.
The hardest part from this training, when we say goodbye to our guys, when we send them back to Ukraine from hub, and it's like our hearts like teared apart because you don't know when you're going to meet them.
I'm here to make some borscht, which is a signature Ukrainian dish. Aubergine dip, which was born in the south of Ukraine, and the drink, I call it Ukrainian bubble tea, made of sour cherry, wild cherry. Usually you can find it in the cook's ingredient section. The key ingredient of borscht is beetroot. It can't gain its color and flavor if you're not using it, and as Ukraine produces a lot of beetroot, it's obviously has been reflected on its national dish. So the aubergines are ready and now it is time to peel them. So what I'm basically doing here, I am chopping the roasted aubergines to make a cold starter.
One day you discovered that your nation was challenged and you're part of it, and you find in yourself this unbelievable force. You know that you have a mission and all people are in the same mission with you, and you're contributing in different ways to win. And this brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of feeling of belonging, and changing this world for the best.
So, to be honest, I'm thinking about writing stories, and maybe one day I'll become like not famous, but I can share with like my friends all the stories. I'm on Interflex almost 2 years. It's so many stories, so many different people. So this is the way how I can deal with this. So I tried to write down some stories, and maybe after I will share it. So hopefully then the war will like finish with our victory. So I will have a chance to share my experience here.
And then I'm running after the Ukrainians. I feel like high spirits, very motivated, and I feel like I take part of this in this kind of exercise, you know. So, and that really makes me feel very good. Yeah. Yes.
So great because we have this common idea, because we have this purpose to help Ukraine. So this is one very huge common thing which like gathers us together. So when we have some hard times, because you are worried about your family, you are sure that your friends are here and they will always support and help you.
Добрий день, якого я бачу, я дуже рада вас бачити. Привіт, привіт. Привіт, я дуже рада вас бачити. Доброго дня. So we have some halushki are ready already.
Thank you.
Some borscht is coming.
It smells delicious.
Amazing.
Yes.
So here comes the borscht. We have some sour cream to add and some bread with garlic topping. Please enjoy your food while it is hot.
So firstly, you need to add sour cream to your borscht.
Then
But there are some people who doesn't like borscht with sour cream. For example, my sister, she prefers without sour cream. So
but it tastes better with the sour
for
cream.
me, yeah.
Oh,
it smells so good.
Yes, it smells good.
It looks absolutely amazing.
Yes, and smells very, very borscht ones.
Yes.
Feels like home.
Yeah.
In my family, we have this belief that borscht tastes better on a second day and even helps you with the hangover. So if you need it in recipe,
Definitely
please
Yes.
find it here.
And how would you describe your just a normal day in Interflex?
That's funny because we don't have normal day on Interflex, to be honest.
No routine.
If you know you're gonna be on the field tomorrow, so you need to pack your bag with like waterproof stuff and your snacks, water and so on. And in the morning, like you have a bit of time to be ready for a pickup from your instructors and straight to the training area.
But so whenever they go, you go with them?
Exactly. So if it's like night time, daytime, if it's rain, if it's windy, cold or hot, you're still outside with them.
You're constantly engaged in this process, and it makes you happy because you are a part of this story. You're part of this history. Yes.
Yeah, that's true about family. That's really true because, like in each family, you try to support each other, to help each other. So that's what we are doing there. We are supporting our instructors and we are supporting our trainees, our Ukrainian guys and ladies as well. Yeah. So can you imagine we have ladies there, like they are trainees, so they are going back to the front line, and it's absolutely amazing, like Iron Ladies. I'm about to cry.
Yes, and especially, for example, do you remember we had once the very, I wouldn't say the tiny, but a very small one, and she was the commander of the whole section, and she was only 19, and she was a professional sniper by that time, and she was only 19, and she managed to keep the whole section of the big bulky guys with the massive combat experience together, trying to control them in a good way. And it was amazing because, well, she was tiny and she was like the age of someone's child, so yeah.
I also made some aubergine dip for you
my God.
to try. So my idea of this dinner was to show the unity of different regions of Ukraine. So this one is celebrate the southern part of Ukraine. I used to live in Odessa for several years, and as long as everyone's making borscht in its own way, same with the aubergine dip, so you'll try my version today.
Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy British weather so far? Do you enjoy the British summer?
When it's warm, it's okay, but yeah, it's so unpredictable, so...
No sun.
When
No
you leave the
sun.
house, you need to take the Wellingtons, the bath suit, like a swimming suit,
brolly?
and the brolly, yes. What else?
I think it's a historic moment when Ukrainians actually talking about weather, discussing something about weather.
Yeah, actually, small talks, yeah, it's very nice British tradition, which I like. Because like absolutely strangers can talk to you and say like, oh, you look great, oh, you have nice shoes, where did you get it, or something like this. And it's so nice because, yeah, in Ukraine it's not that popular, but 2 months ago when I was in Ukraine, and I felt like more free to talk to strangers, like ask something, just because it's become normal for me.
Do you have any issues with all these different accents? Do you understand every single accent?
For the first time for me was Scottish. The funniest one, then they pronounce six, but I don't know, is it a good way?
Yes,
it's
six. Yeah.
Six, yeah, 16 and so on. It's so funny.
This is my favorite, really. I lived in Odessa for 5 years during my university years. And this aubergine dip was just my favorite dish.
So here comes the balash. Say hello to the Ukrainian Carpathian Mountain.
I think what is also uniting all of us is that every Ukrainian has a story where and when and how we found out that the war started. Do you remember where you were?
Yes, of course. I was in Odessa with my sister, and actually like night before we talked to our father, and he said like it's gonna be dangerous, so it seems like war can start, so you need to be prepared. Just pack your backpacks with like important stuff, some kind of documents, money, and be ready anytime you need to leave. And it's like, oh no, it can't be true, no, I'm not ready for this. And actually in the mornings, like about 4 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning, I just woke up because I've heard explosions like not very far from my home. And I've heard like aircraft like moving on the air like back and forth, and we actually already knew the war started, so it was terrible. So I started, like, we called our father and said, like, it is dangerous on the road, please don't try to take us from Odessa because yeah, it's like mess outside, so please stay home. And yeah, we talked to our friends from different cities, from Kharkiv, Kiev, Dnipro, and everyone said it's like, it's nightmare. We heard these explosions and it's like the war started and it's like crazy. Yeah, so, and I think I will keep these memories to the end of my days because it is impossible to forget, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I called my husband. I couldn't call him because he was on duty at that time. So I called my brother-in-law, who was on on the east part of the Ukraine servicing, and he said, "Yes, that's the war, and we're already in a war. So just make your son ready for this war, and explain him that's going to be a great bad things happening." And one of my friends was killed there. And I do remember when I met his son, who was, by that time, he was nearly 19. And he said, there is no dad anymore. And he was killed. And I'm going to join the army. I want to fight. I want to kill the enemy because they killed my father. So, and the key point, the key time was then I was running to the shelter with my son. It was at midnight, and my son fell down and he damaged his leg. And he was crying and he said, Mom, I can't do this anymore. So for the very next day, I packed my life, some of the important things in one suitcase, and bought the ticket to Poland. And that was the ticket to one-way ticket. And I didn't know where I'm going to get and what's my destination. The only thing is just I took my son and we left the house and we just said goodbye to my mom and my dad. And so this is how we got to UK. And now I'm happy because my son feels happy here. Of course, he misses his grandma and grandpa, but I'm absolutely happy with him. And because he is happy, he doesn't have any nightmares anymore. But the worst thing is that before the war, I was a successful instructor and a teacher in one of the higher educational establishments. And I do remember my last course I did with bright, prominent students. And by that time, they were 25, 22 years old guys, very bright, with the whole future ahead. And later on, I got to know that from that course, most of the guys were killed because they went to the front line. That's the hardest thing. And it's the same which happens with this training course. Then we bring the guys for the training and then we have to send them back. And this is like giving the part of the heart to them and believing, hoping that they will be alive. And that's changed my life for 180 degrees, you know. So that's the memories I'm going to keep with for the rest of my life. And yes, that's it, how the life is going on. But I do hope that we come to our victory soon. And I will have an opportunity to visit the families of those students who were killed from my course and pay tribute to them by meeting their families. And I will probably I will also visit the family of my friend who was killed on the Air Force for the very first days of the invasion. Yeah.
So today we gather here to celebrate our Independence Day of Ukraine, and let's commemorate those who gave their lives so we can have.
For fallen heroes.
Yeah.
And let's remember them for the rest of our lives and pay tribute for them. And believe that we come to victory soon. We are strong.
Yeah.
Be brave.
Be brave, yes.
Yeah, and we're still standing.
Thank you very much for coming. It was a great pleasure for me to have all of you here today at one table. Happy Independence Day, and I hope that history will continue for our state and we will have many more Independence Day ahead. Let's celebrate it. Happy
Independence
Day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.